I guess for beginners, there's probably quite a few things that you could start with in terms of getting more comfortable on your skates and how you feel when you're on them, especially if you want to take those skills to the park or even like the roller dance stuff and the oh my god, what's it called? Jam skating, all that stuff, like all those smaller movements, getting the basics down right. But there's quite a few things, there's a really big group of things that you can probably start with. These people joining, oh, I thought no one would join. So first of all, obviously put your skates on. There's a few things you can do. So first of all, you can literally just start like bending and seeing what feels more comfortable, seeing how low you can get on your skates, but having a place where you can, this is a good one. This is a really good one to start. Obviously, the more you can feel confident on one foot and the other, and then you can kind of take those skills. Doing little bits when you first start out is probably the easiest thing to do. And you start here. This is the most important thing ever. Obviously, if you can, I'm doing it on a pile of slate, but if you can translate it from, I don't know, if you can do it on carpet, for example, to begin with, because the carpet's sticky and you're not going to roll it. That's sticky, it was grabby, isn't it? And you're not going to roll so far, and you can just practice doing this and just try and get as high as you can. Try and spend sort of time on one longer than the other. Just see how you get on. When you start then, that's essentially what skating is anyway. Just lifting up your feet. Try and always keep your knees bent when you're learning. I say when you're learning, when you skate, but it's really important when you're learning. It's a kind of position or emotion that you're not really, you don't walk around with your knees bent all day. It's like always having a little bit of a spring all the time. Because if you're rigid like this, oh, you just notice the difference straight away. Like, put on your pair of skates if you're worried about it or if you haven't started yet. I think it's probably most important for you. Like, you'll just notice a difference. Like, if you stand dead straight with no bend in your knee, and then you put that little bit of a bend in your knee and almost have like a little bit of a spring, you notice the difference straight away. And it's one of the things that I think stops you from developing a little bit, because I think people are kind of so worried and rigid, but if just that's all you need to do is just a little bit of a spring in the knee, and then it'll help you'll be better. And like I said, practicing this sort of motion, like tips for falling on your skates, you're never going to not fall. Learning to fall and then seeing it as a constructive thing rather than a bad thing, I think is probably important. And if you can change the way that you see it, and like we say this in the roller club, if you're not falling, you're not learning. And it's true, because there's pushing yourself a bit, there's pushing yourself too much, which can be effective. Stop it doing this. You just walk around your kitchen on your toe stops. It's surprisingly helpful. You'd be surprised how much knowledge and that basis and that feeling as well, and you're developing the muscle memory of just being on your toe stops. Same with the wheel one. And again, obviously, if you can then start practicing bringing it sort of forwards and back and stuff, that's a good one to start learning. I think they're called like bubbles or lemons, different people call them different stuff. And for ages, there's a time where you sort of feel like you can't do it. It feels impossible. You're like, no one's legs move that way, and then all of a sudden it comes and you're like, why couldn't I do this before? I hope this has been helpful. Yeah, like I said, if there's anything else you want to know, just get in touch and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for everyone who asked questions though, it was really sweet.